industry has a dark side, and I think Kristin has proven that to us each and every week.
We've covered a lot of bases. We've covered a lot of ground with my Dark Side series. And Bert, in honor of you and your recent surgery, I decided to do the dark side of surgeries.
Thank God this is after the fact.
Say.
Yeah, you too. Yep.
If you do have a fear, or if you think this is going to give you like trauma, massive trigger warning. Huge trigger warning.
We had a superficial one years ago, way back in the day, when we were asking for industry confessions, and we had a nurse call up saying that sometimes when dudes are in surgery, the nurses will peek underneath there and see what they're working with.
That's nothing.
Yep.
That is absolutely nothing.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Joseph Swain of Delaware underwent surgery for a reverse colostomy. A colostomy is a procedure that shunts fecal matter away from the rectum and into a bag attached to the patient's body. Reversing the colostomy then is reattaching the colon to the rectum, okay? According to his lawsuits, his doctors improperly stapled the colon to the bladder during the reverse procedure. This caused him to start urinating feces.
Oh, no.
And discharging urine from his bowels.
No, you are not starting with that.
I'm done.
You take it back.
Yeah,
Can I take 5?
I'm good. I'm good.
Listen to this.
No way.
I mean, when you do think of it, I've said it a million times, there has to be a best and there has to be a worst in every industry. This guy's right up there.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, farts were coming out his pee hole.
Shut up.
Stop.
Shut up.
Yeah. I don't know how to feel.
So it's like an air gun?
Yes, it was.
Now it sounds fun.
That's kind of fun, yeah.
Swain was in agony for 2 weeks before seeking a medical attention at a different hospital. He had to go through several more surgeries to correct the problem. ABC reported the attorney representing doctors involved in the case maintains that the complication was not a result of medical error, but just an unfortunate consequence of the colostomy reversal. It's unclear how the case was resolved.
I need to get clarity on one fact here.
Yep.
Did you say dude was pooping out of his penis?
Yep.
And still waited 2 weeks?
Correct.
To go see somebody else?
Correct.
He probably had to show his friends first.
Man, if that's not a great example of dudes waiting and waiting and waiting to go see the doctor, I don't know what is.
So yeah, we started strong.
Does it go the other way? Was he urinating out his ass?
He was. Fecal matter. Yes, I said. Yeah, I said.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I know. There was a lot to take in. Urinating feces and discharging urine from his bowels.
Okay.
So he was pooping, peeing, poop.
Man.
Okay.
I don't want to do
Imagine
this
going to
anymore.
a stadium and you're in one of those trough type deals. You're like,
All right, now that one came from crack.com. These are a couple from Reddit. Med student here. I was watching a knee operation when the surgeon suddenly stopped, looked toward the staff, absolutely shocked, and asked, "This is the wrong knee, isn't it?" Basically, he was told to operate the wrong knee, and halfway through, he realized it was too good looking to be the knee that needed the operation.
Oh, my God.
Luckily, there was no permanent damage done. The team re-knit everything together and rescheduled the surgery.
Yeah, I will absolutely tell you that the amount of times nurses and doctors asked me if they were working on the right hip before the surgery was, I thought at the time, ridiculous, but I understand it.
It actually happens.
Yeah.
A lot.
I mean, it must have been 8 times.
Wow.
Eight different nurses asking
And
me.
there was also another story where they tell you to take a marker of your own cognizance. You take a marker and write which one they're supposed to write on, and the other make sure they know which one. And they took a kid in for surgery, and they lifted up, and it was like he had written all over his leg, "Don't touch this leg. This is the wrong leg."
That's what I was doing.
Yeah, and he was making sure they knew this is not the leg you operate on, but this one.
Sometimes I'll get confused. Is it your left or is it my left when I'm looking at you, right?
Yeah. All right, med student here. I was going to be watching a procedure of a 60-something-year-old lady getting her pacemaker leads changed on a Monday. Well, right before the attending began the procedure, and she was still a little awake before the anesthesia was completely administered, she let everyone know that she had smoked crack the day before. No.
It's a way better sedative.
The procedure had to be postponed to Wednesday of that week to let the cocaine get out of her system.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Then when the attending called the sister of the patient to let her know the results and any precautions they had to take, the sister asked the doctor if her sister could smoke again. Because the phone was on speaker, the entire room just facepalmed.
Wow.
All right. Again, if you're fearful of like surgeries and stuff, you probably just don't even want to listen to this segment.
It's too late.
Oh, boy.
It's really too late.
I'm trapped here.
You're 5 minutes and 9 seconds into it. You're a little too late for that warning.
All right. 2 more for you. And then, there's a bonus.
I bet.
There's a bonus.
Can't wait.
There's a bonus for us or bonus content bonus?
Bonus content bonus.
Okay.
All right, so these next 2. I was a medical student on my anesthesics placement. I went to see a patient due for surgery that morning. On the way back for briefing, the nurse comes running down the corridor to tell me that the patient had been fully anticoagulated the night before because her surgeons had forgotten to unprescribe it. If nobody had stopped us before we gave her the epidural, she would have bled into her spine and become paralyzed even before the surgeons opened her up. And that would have been even worse because had she bled, we would not have been able to stop it.
And that would have been bad, Kristin.
Yes, it would have.
Wow.
Abby's face. I'm so sorry.
Abby's not okay.
I feel like I'm being held here against my will. This is like a weird form of getting waterboarded.
All right. And your last one for this round of the dark side. 74-year-old Dirk Schroeder went into a hospital in Germany to undergo surgery to treat his prostate cancer. Everything seemed to go well at first, but for the next several months, Schroeder's pain level gradually intensified to an excruciating degree, which is the opposite of what is supposed to happen. Then one of his nurses noticed a pad of gauze beginning to ooze its way out of one of his surgery wounds. Schroeder was sent back to the doctor, where it was soon discovered that his doctors had left no less than 16 different items in his body.
16?
Like surgical tools?
The treasure trove of medical waste left inside included an entire roll of bandages, a compress, several more gauze pads, a needle, and part of a surgical mask.
How the hell you do that?
It's like the whole staff. It's like the whole staff had ADD.
It took 2 additional surgeries to remove all the BS they had dropped inside the elderly man's body, putting a whole lot of totally unnecessary strain on a man in his 70s with prostate cancer.
Clearly never played Operation growing up.
Did no one watch Grey's Anatomy?
What are we doing?
So his family is currently suing the hospital that turned him into a medical waste pinata for $127,000, roughly $8,000 per hour.
That's not enough.
That's the real crime.
Thank you.
The Bert Show.